So your nervous system, your brain, your spinal cord, and all the nerves that come from there control everything in your body. Your heart rate, your digestion, your immune response, every organ, every cell, every tissue, all of it is controlled by that one system. So what happens when the nervous system and that nerve flow suffers from interference? When a bone of the spine, which protects the nerve system, misaligns, it creates pressure on those nerves. That's called a subluxation. And most people have never heard about it. I'm Dr. Rochet. Today I'm going to explain exactly what a subluxation is, how it develops, and why it matters. So your brain is a master control system of your body. It controls everything. From your brain, billions of nerve signals travel down through your spinal cord and then branch out through every level of your spine to reach every tissue, organ, and cell in your body. This communication happens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You don't have to think about it. It just works innately. Thank God for that. But here's the key. Those nerve signals have to pass through your spine to get where they're going. Now, the spine is made up of 24 individual movable bones, vertebrae, which means with motion, they can get stuck. So a subluxation is when one or more of those vertebrae shift out of alignment, they shift out of their normal position, and in doing so, it starts to apply pressure and starts to irritate the nerve root at that level. So when that happens, the signal between your brain and your body gets distorted. Think of a garden hose being crimped. It affects the flow of water. Same thing that a subluxation does to nerve flow. Or think of it like a dimmer switch on a light. The light is still on, but it's not running at its full capacity. It's not expressing full brightness. The vertebra doesn't have to be dramatically out of place like a dislocation. Even a small shift, a small loss of normal motion, that's enough to create interference in the nervous system because those nerves are so delicate. That interference is a subluxation. So how does a subluxation happen? Well, there are three main ways, and we call them the 3 T's. First, you have trauma, a fall, a car accident, some sports injury, the birth process, which is a huge one. These are physical stresses on the spine that cause bones to misalign. Next, we have toxins, chemical stress on the nervous system. What you eat, what you drink, what you put on your body, what you inhale, all of those things, everything that we're exposed to chemically. And then you have thoughts, your emotional and mental stress, the tension that your body holds in your muscles and in your spine. So you see, most subluxations don't happen with one big event. They develop gradually over months and years of accumulated stress. So here's the part that most people miss. Only between 4 and 6% of all the nerves in your system register pain. They're pain nerves. They're dedicated to what you consciously feel. The other 94 to 96% runs everything else automatically, which means you can have a subluxation, you can have nerve interference and not feel anything at all. That's why here at Rochet Family Chiropractic, we don't wait for people to feel something before we check the spine. The nervous system doesn't need to be sending you a pain signal or a failure signal for there to be a problem. We want to interrupt that process so that you can express as much of your innate God-given health potential that you can. So when we identify a subluxation, we correct it with a specific scientific chiropractic adjustment. The adjustment is precise. It's delivered to the exact vertebra that has misaligned, the area creating that nerve interference. And it's to restore its normal position and motion, as well as to release that nerve flow. And when the vertebra moves back towards its correct position, the pressure on that nerve flow reduces, and the signals between your brain and your body start to improve and become restored. That's the goal. Not managing how you feel. That's the byproduct. That's a side effect. Correcting what's interfering with how your body is expressing function, how your body is expressing life. So if you're in the Royal Palm Beach or Wellington area, Palm Beach County, or any of the surrounding counties, and you'd like to see if a subluxation is affecting your overall nervous system and your overall function, come see us. We'd love to be able to serve you. The link to our website is right below. I'll see you in the next video.